Chapter 5, Section 8, Market Regulation. Market regulation is generally divided into two categories: monetary policy, which refers to actions taken by central banks to control the money supply and raise or lower interest rates, and fiscal policy, which refers to the government using its powers of spending and taxation to influence the economy. Monetary policy is managed by the Federal Reserve Board, an independent executive agency that serves as the head of the Central Bank of the United States. The Federal Reserve lends money to private banks, and it controls the money supply by changing the interest rate it charges banks to borrow money. In simple terms, when interest rates go up, banks borrow less and the money supply decreases, slowing inflation. Conversely, when interest rates go down, banks borrow more, increasing the money supply, but also increasing inflation. Fiscal policy, on the other hand, is managed by Congress via the normal legislative process. The libertarian, conservative, and liberal views on market regulation exist on a continuum. As a political philosophy that embraces liberty as its core value, libertarianism advocates for minimal government regulation. The libertarian approach is often associated with laissez-faire economics because both ideologies endorse the free market system and its ability to self-regulate. For libertarians, a laissez-faire economic system promotes individual freedom by allowing people to have maximum control over their own economic choices and enjoy all the rewards of their efforts. Libertarians believe that the government has a key role to play in protecting private property and settling trade disputes between private parties, but they otherwise oppose government regulation of the economy. Like libertarians, conservatives tend to oppose government intervention in the private economy. While they are not completely opposed to economic regulation, they strongly prefer regulations that protect business interests and encourage economic growth. Regulations that restrict what businesses can do or impose additional costs on businesses, such as environmental and labor regulations, are generally disfavored. Conservatives also tend to endorse fiscal conservatism as a means of indirectly stimulating economic growth. Proponents of fiscal conservatism believe that government should be as small and inexpensive as possible. They prefer a balanced budget in which the amount of money spent by the government is roughly equal to the amount of revenue it collects. In order to achieve these goals, fiscal conservatives advocate both lower taxes and reduce government spending. By contrast, political liberals tend to support government regulation of the economy, especially when the goal is to promote economic equality. For example, liberals are more likely to support minimum wage laws and other regulations that lead to increased wages, especially for the poorest segments of the population. Similarly, liberals tend to favor graduated tax policies that subject wealthier individuals to a higher tax rate.